The Invisible Treasure. Today we are going to dive into a story about two kids who stumble upon a treasure that's literally all around us. A treasure we need for every single breath we take. So the story starts. Bhumi and Surya are on a vacation at their grandmother's village. A place that sounds amazing, surrounded by hills, streams, and just fresh cool air. And it's right here, away from the hustle of the city, that their grandmother, Aji, starts to show them all these incredible secrets that are hidden in plain sight. And this is really where their whole journey of discovery kicks off. Their grandmother, Aji, keeps mentioning these treasures that the village has. But what is she even talking about? What are they? I love this idea. When Aji talks about treasures, she's not talking about, the chest of gold or jewels or anything like that. She is pointing to something way more fundamental. The actual elements that enrich our lives and, keeps us alive. So, here they are. The big treasures are the pure air, the rich soil, the warm sunlight, all the trees and the clean water. Aji points out that, really, without these basic things, no life on earth would even exist. It's such a simple but powerful reminder of what we really depend on every day. Now, out of all those incredible treasures, there's one that is just the most immediate, the most essential. So let's zoom in on that one first. The invisible but absolutely necessary treasure of air. So one morning, Aji has this simple little exercise for the kids. And hey, you can think about it too. How long can you really hold your breath? I mean, we breathe thousands of times a day without even thinking about it. But stopping for just a moment to notice it, well, that reveals a really profound truth about what it means to be alive. Think about it like this. When you go on a long trip, you pack some food, you grab a water bottle. We can plan those things. We can actually survive without them for a little while, even a few days. But here's the huge difference. We cannot go without air for more than just a few minutes. It's totally wild when you think about it. That invisible stuff we take for granted is the most urgent, constant thing we need for survival. So that kind of begs the question, right? If air is so incredibly vital, what's it actually made of? What is the recipe for this invisible stuff that we need so badly? Let's break it down. Okay, so at its most basic, air is just the mix of different gases that makes up the Earth's atmosphere. It's everywhere, all around us. But it's not just one thing. It's this special blend of different ingredients. Now, this might actually surprise you. If you take a look at the breakdown, the one gas we absolutely need to live, oxygen, it's not even the main ingredient in the air. Not by a long shot. Most of the air around us is actually something else entirely. Get this. A whopping 78% of the air you are breathing right now is nitrogen. Now, we don't use it to breathe in the same way as oxygen, but it's super important for plants, and it makes up the vast majority of our atmosphere. And then we have the 21%. This is the good stuff for us, oxygen. This is the key ingredient for our bodies use every single second of every single day to create energy. It's literally powering you right now. So what about the last little sliver, that final 1%? Well, that's a mix of a bunch of other gases like argon and carbon dioxide. It's this exact perfect recipe that makes all of life on our planet possible. Alright, so we have got the invisible mix of gases all around us. But what happens when that mixture starts to move? Well, that's when we get to see its true power. That's when we go from just air to the force of wind. It's such a simple definition, right? Wind is just moving air, but it has these massive implications. We notice it when we see leaves rustling on a tree or clothes swaying in a line. That little gentle movement is the exact same force that can do some incredible work. And there's a really fun way to actually see this power in action by making a little pinwheel. You must make a few cuts and folds, and then when you blow it or run with it, the moving air, the wind, makes it spin. It's a perfect, simple little demonstration of a really powerful idea. And this is where it gets really cool. Check this out. On the one side, you have got a simple paper toy, on the other, a massive piece of technology. And what's so incredible is that they work on the exact same principles. That's the main takeaway right here. The same gentle breeze that can make the little pinwheel spin when you harness it on a much bigger scale is what turns the giant blades of a wind known. And what does that power do for us? Well, historically, people used it to grind flour or to pump water up from a wall. But today, we build these huge windmill farms that use that very same power to generate clean electricity for thousands and thousands of homes. So this really brings our whole exploration full circle. We started out by hearing about nature's hidden treasures, and now we have just seen how incredibly powerful and essential one of them, the air, truly is. And just like Bhumi and Surya learned from their grandmother, the story of air is totally connected to the story of water and soil and sunlight. They are all part of this one big interconnected system that keeps all of us going, and they all need to be protected. So today, we have taken a closer look at the invisible treasure of air, something we depend on every second but hardly ever stop to think about. It really gets you wondering, doesn't it? What other vital, powerful and amazing secrets in nature hiding right there in front of us, just waiting for us to notice? Thank you.